This is called a Polaroid manipulation. So the film's going to come out of the camera. I'm going to place it on here, and then I'm going to work on it. So it's not a very big work surface. The image area is about 3 inches by 3 inches. I've got a few of these that I've collected from places like discount stores or Value Village, those type of places, and yard sales. So it's an SX70 Model 3. Came out in about 1970 or 71. That's this type of camera, and the film came out around that time. Okay. So there's not much there right now. I have a little toolkit here of just little instruments, burnishing instruments I would call them, that I work the film with. This is my little working board when I'm out in the field. And I usually leave the main subject untouched, where I work it very little. That way it looks more defined once the process is completed. I wasn't sure how these belts would look, but I thought the color would be very prominent. Now this is the hotspot from the flash, which it'd be nice to use off-camera flash, but this becomes my negative or my original, and I scan them and then I make larger prints from them usually. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of Photoshop to get rid of things like that hotspot, as I would call it. You know, I'm 50-something, and I still consider myself more of a emerging artist, despite my age. I have been involved with photography for a long time, but I've really only focused on it as an art form in the last 5 to 10 years, and really been pursuing it that way. Well, I've become a little bit known in the Sudbury area for doing some local landscapes. The local history and architecture is, I guess, the biggest focus. Some that are historic, threatened, maybe some have actually disappeared that I have photographed, such as the Capitol Theatre. There's the flour mill silos, or some people consider them an eyesore. Some, have historic relevance. About 2 years ago, Polaroid announced that they were discontinuing production of film, and at that time I bought as much as I could afford at the time. So I've got a little stash I've got locked away at home, and so I'm still working on it, able to work with it. Worldwide, of course, there's a substantial number of people that really were saddened by the demise of Polaroid and the frustration in trying to obtain and continue using that medium. And I'm sure a lot of people would still be participating, but they probably just threw their hands up in despair and said, well, it's time to move on. But there are some that are still soldiering on, trying to keep the movement going.